Hey, how's everybody doing? One thing you noticed, if you watch my comic stuff, is I really love that comic boom of the 90s, like the early to mid 90s, because there was so much good stuff coming out, and because so much of it got produced in glut, you buy cheap now. Like I can get, a full run of what I want from the Ultraverse for, sometimes less than a dime an issue, usually quarter to 50 cents, stuff like that. Well, the weird thing about that is that, at the time you had, DC had the Batman films. Right at the end, when the 90s boom was dying off, Marvel put out Blade, which was the first of, their real big films in theaters. But these other little smaller universes popped up, and some of them actually got shit. Like, the Ultraverse had the Ultra Force cartoon that lasted like a season. And then they had Nightman, a live-action show based on the character that was real similar to Shadow Man, kind of, sort of, from Valiant. And that lasted 2 seasons. I think it was syndicated. So it was a cartoon. Like Savage Dragon had a cartoon. Wildcats had a cartoon. A lot of stuff people forgot about the Max. All this shit. One I never see hardly anybody mention when they do. They forget that it's a comic movie. It's fucking Barb Wire. And here's the thing about Barb Wire. This has, at least that I know of now, 2 releases on Blu Ray. This is not a bad movie. There's movies out there that are fucking great that do not have a release on Blu Ray yet. This motherfucker's got 2. It's got this old one that I have here that's a Universal. And it's pretty bare bones. Man, there ain't really much on here besides the movie. And then there's one from like Mill Creek. I don't think it's like a bridge. I'm pretty sure it's Mill Creek. That when I saw, I was like, oh shit. It's because a couple people on one forum thought it was the first release. I'm like, no, there's actually a Universal release of this. Found this extremely cheap at a Dollar General. I was waiting in line. A friend of mine needed to go there and pick up like some cleaning supplies and shit. And the line was on. They happen to have their Blu Ray rack right by the line. In the area I live in, Blu Rays just don't sell. I don't know if people just don't have a Blu Ray player, or like a game system that plays Blu Rays, or they just don't. Part of it I've seen to pick up on. I've heard from people is they think if they buy a Blu Ray player they can't play their DVDs on it, and I'm sure when they were first advertising Blu Ray, that's part of the ads that plays your DVDs too. You ain't got to upgrade everything. Blu Ray's just not so good around. So I found this was $3 and some change. I'd never seen it. Bob Wire was a Dark Horse Comics Greatest World creation, Steel City section, I think, and that was that. Let's see. Bob Wire, even though it's the only character to get anything outside of comics from this, besides like action figures and shit, because some of the others did, or like TV, blah 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 blah, movies. It's kind of forgotten. You had X, which was Frank Miller did like a drawing on him. He was a vigilante, kind of Batman-ish. He lasted a while. You had Ghost, which Adam Hughes, it was a busty woman in a white outfit that could have like ghost-like abilities to become intangible and shit. That got a couple of series. Bob Wire got 1 or 2. I'm trying to think, is there anything else from that lasted any length of time? Those are the ones I think of. Bob Wire, basically she was like a stripper that fought crime. In a weird way. It's kind of like Stripperella in a way. Rode a motorcycle, had a shotgun. Dressed a little different in the comic. Dressed a little bit more tighter outfit that didn't reveal as much skin, but it was like extremely tight. They changed it for the film a little bit. You got Pamela Anderson, who looked enough like the character. I mean, you go back and look, because this came out in '96. Barb Wire started in '93, I'm thinking. Give me 1 second, I'm going to look it up. Okay, had to look that up. Barb Wire first appeared, I was right about Steel Harbor, Comics Greatest World, all that shit. She first appeared in '93 in that. There were 16-page, $1. You got 4 books from each area, 1 each week. For those 4 weeks, like 4 months. It was like through May, June, July, and August, if I'm remembering right. It was something like that. Then she got her own series in '94. This came out in '96, so 2 years later, the boom was over. Bob Wire, I'm pretty sure the series had been canceled by then. Just the movie was already in production. They let it go through. It bombed, as far as I know. But it's one of those where, when it came out on home video, it rented like a motherfucker because everybody had heard in the beginning credits Pamela Anderson's either naked or almost naked throughout the first like 5-minute credit sequence. People rented it for that. It's kind of like how Showgirls didn't do worth a shit in the theaters, really, but made a fucking fortune on home video. Like huge amounts of money. That's what got it re-released in theaters. So, Bob Wire. I don't know what else to say. It's not bad. It's decent. She plays a decent, tough girl, wisecracking action star. And it's before she had so much surgery. She just looked incredibly fake. She just looks somewhat fake here. I remember when she was on Home Improvement. That's her. I thought she looked her best because he had not had near as much facial reconstruction done and all that shit. That kind of shit looks weird to me. It's that uncanny valley effect. But fucking Bob Barb. There's the back. I said it's not horrible. I got it because I want to have every fucking movie made in this, made that's in English, that's based on a comic book, that's on Blu Ray or DVD, live action. And it's got to be based on like an English comic. I'm not going to go through all the anime shit. So this is when I had the collection. I didn't have it on DVD, and I was like, fuck, man, DVD probably cost me more than that with shipping. So hope y'all enjoyed it. If you did, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe, all the other bullshit. Talk to everybody later. Bye bye.